Cam Skattebo has led the New York Giants to the playoffs as he has broken the New York Giants rushing touchdown records in a season and the NFL's all-time rushing touchdowns in a season, breaking Joe Morris's record for the Giants and LaDainian Tomlinson's NFL record. And that's largely due to the fact that since Week 10, he has not had any less than a multi-touchdown game until Week 18, where he only played half the game. And for Jackson Dart, it's made his job pretty easy, about a touchdown per game. But the big thing is when we have chosen to pass the ball, 90%, about 70, 76, 80, and 81%. And when you toss in the fact that Theo Johnson is finally getting going here, this offense could be unstoppable. But it's this defense we're going to need to step up. And in a short conversation with Coach, Thibodeau not happy with his performance. That is even with him having 13.5 sacks this season. But at one point in time, he was the top sacker this year. Max Crosby hit 25, and that is coming up one short of the record he set last season with 26. Unfortunately for him, the Raiders didn't make the playoffs. The Giants did, and they face the Packers. And this is a pretty well-balanced team, 11th in offensive points per game and 7th in both passing and rushing. Defensively, the points per game and the passing yards allowed are not very good, but top 10 in rush defense. And this year, Jordan Love is thrown for just under 4K yards, 35-10, but hitting on only 62%. Josh Jacobs, one of the top running backs this year in yards, but hasn't had as many touchdowns. Receiving-wise, they do have Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, and Jaden Reed either at or just below 1,000 yards. But their offensive line gives up quite a few amount of sacks. Then you get to their defense. They've got Edric Cooper with 162 tackles, 103 of which solo. They've had a breakout player, X-Factor rookie from Clemson in Carlos Allen. He leads the pack this year with 16 TFLs, 4.5 sacks. They also have Gary, 12 TFLs, and 7 sacks, though that's not the leader, Lucas Van Ness with 12.5. And they're also having a breakout year from Xavier McKinney. As we take the field in the divisional round at MetLife Stadium, we welcome in the Green Bay Packers. On paper, these teams very even. Who's going to make the bigger plays and send themselves to the NFC Championship game? So let's get our playoff race underway as the Packers boot this one off. Hoffman inside the 5 will return. We're going to find a lane down the middle and will be stacked up just about the 27-yard line. Sending out Jackson Dart. Young quarterback, but very familiar with this atmosphere. He was our starting quarterback when we won it all last year. Cam Skattebo, however, not the starting running back, but definitely did get well involved. And that's where they go out the gate, picking up 5 along the way to the 33. Will be a 2nd and 5. Throws to Robinson. Quick tackle, Quay Walker. Robinson has also been a player who has started to pick up a few more targets of late. Timing gonna work out here, finding Neighbors. There's some bumps across the middle in the mesh. But it's not enough to throw off that play completely. So the 49-yard line plus side here, Giants run the ball, and Cameron stacked up in the gap. Cooper there. And it seems like Coach is gonna need a little bit extra time following that stop as he calls a timeout rather early on here. Good news, it's the first half. 2nd and 12. Passes over the middle and plucks out Theo Johnson. It really was a rough regular season for him. Great seeing him get back into that groove that led the receiving room last season. Getting back to the running game, that is Skattebo. It's a bunch of space weaving through and down inside the 15. He didn't get that many running lanes last year while Tracy was the starter. And it will be Tracy checking in here at the 13. Play action. Pressure build, so dump off here. Theo Johnson. Ball pops free. Right now, Packers have it. Rumbling down the field as McKinney separates. 40, 30, 20. No one's gonna catch McKinney. But I believe this play will be reviewed. Theo Johnson, from the booth at least, clearly looked down, but good on the refs to let that play continue. See the quick look here, and yeah, that looks like it's going to be quickly overturned. We'll take the 6 off the board and move us 6 yards closer to the end zone. The 2nd and 4 at the 7. Cam Skattebo, what a job from Fidone. The lead block was beautiful as Cam Skattebo goes untouched to the end zone. Packers, with a lot of hope there, thought it was a scoop and score, and on the following play, a touchdown to the opposition. The fullbacks rarely receive recognition they deserve, so let's take one more look here on Fidone. Right into the block, blows up the linebacker, and gets in the way of the safety as the invisible ball carrier finds the end zone. And that was on Edgerrin Cooper, who has been the leader of the Packers defense. But we march down the field scoring in quick time and sends out the Packers offense, who has been the better side for him this year. We'll see how they respond and how the defense hopefully continues the momentum the offense built. The pass out to the flat will be a solid gain. Isaiah Likely picking up 5 on the quick 5 and out. To the 28, facing the blitz here, Love gets it out quick, it's back to Likely. Holland chases over to drag him down, but a first down to the 46. Abdul Carter did get a little bit of pass rush on that one, but Love gets it out in time. On the midfield logo, they go back to the air. Over the middle, big hit there on Reed, but he bounces off, only to eventually pick up just 1. There has been that quick pass game that other teams have found some success. Against this defense, though, Ford is going nowhere on that handoff. He's going to lose 4. There was about 4 defenders that met him there. For the 3rd and 13, defense checking in here with a dime look. They haven't ran too much of that this year. And we'll go with a check down here, Likely with his 3rd grab of the drive, but on 3rd and long, he is well short. Defense does their job, and they stand strong. We'll get the ball back with a 7-point lead and starting the 29-yard line. Peaks going to motion to the left side. Cam Skattebo following Fidone, who just continues to pick up big blocks in the 2nd level. And if the Packers, top 10 in stopping the run, cannot establish that here today, and they're going to be in for a long day. They do snap the ball right back down the middle. That's Cam Skattebo shaking off one, takes a good pop. So far, a lot of lanes being opened up by a strong interior offensive line at the midfield line. They do go with some play action. Dart flips the hips, looking to get outside here, and he will take it up the sideline, dipping out before Clark or Allen can meet him. Might have missed out on some yards there, but you'd rather him be clean than take a hit that was not needed. The 43 plus side and back to some play action is over the middle, but off time. Once again, we're seeing some of that inside 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, some bump and a run there in coverage. Paying off for the Packers here. They finally slow down this offense. The 2nd and 10. Fidone unable to get outside, but no problem. Cam Skattebo will shake the first tackler and pick up something. Well, that does take us to the end of the first quarter here of your divisional round. Giants on top 7-0. They have possession, but face a 3rd and a good chunk. We've seen Cam Skattebo pick up 7 yards, no problem, on any sort of traditional run. 3rd and 7, we'll see where they go here, and it will be to the air, downfield, Johnson, he's at the 20, the 10, shoved out at the 8. It's been so nice to see the re-emergence of the tight end here in this offense. It's been quiet for a majority part of the season. At the 8-yard line here, Skattebo cut back inside. If he stayed outside, he might have had a touchdown. Well, I'm sure you're not going to get any sort of complaint from the Packers fans. 2nd and goal at the 7. It's bunch right-hand side. Hard count and early movement. They get Baron Sorrell with encroachment. About half the distance then takes us to just inside the 4-yard line. It's I formation here, though, looking to go to the air. Tippmann, though, forgot to block Kenny Clark. He's not a man that's easy to lose track of. Good news, though, for Dart is Kenny Clark is off the field here with 3rd and goal. It's a 3-man front. And the Giants throw this one outside for Fedoni. He doesn't hold on to it. Cooper pops it free. If that was a wheel route, maybe. I think he got confused on what the route was. Giants ultimately bring out Graham Gano here and settle for the 3. For the Packers, that could be a huge stop there from their defense, going down 14 points early. Could be a really bad deficit for them. Luckily, it's just the 10, and they pick up 3 on play 1. The 2nd and 7. Love has gone to a lot of these short throws, right back to it, but Reed gets by Okereke, and that'll be a first down. Now, this definitely hasn't been the best season for Bobby. Last year very much led this team to that Super Bowl win. He's had to rely a lot more on his teammates on this defense. We'll see if that changes here today. The quick throw outside, it's back to Reed. Holland, good open field tackle. He ends up swinging him down just to a gain of 1. Love, good ball, but Holland pops it out. That's been something this defense has not done much this year. Normally just really good at getting the quick tackles. Some pass breakups would come in clutch here, but gives up 1 on the outside. First down, Williams. For the Pack, that keeps their drive alive as they move now plus side. Spread look, trips to the right-hand side, facing the blitz, passes out quickly, finding Golden, who gets crushed by Paulson Adebo. Really got to be careful doing that. Could have easily been called a targeting. Said 2nd and a long 1. As they do go right back to the air and downfield, overthrowing Reed. Had a step on Paulson. Good news, though, for the Packers. It's still a 3rd and short. It will come out under center. Looking to go to the ground game. Carter with a great stop. Brought in from the Bengals this year, and he has shown tremendous signs of the run game. That doesn't mean we are done with this drive. It's postseason here. Packers being aggressive. You win or you go home. As it's a delayed handoff, Thibodeau was there, but spinning through goes forward. Packers convert with tremendous effort there from the young running back. They go back to him, and Black chops him out. A rare call for sure. Haven't really seen him play much. Some rotation happening right now as Rainey has checked into the game at safety. A long drive here for the Packers. Defense getting tired as Love scrambles forward, picking up 5. As we move through the 2-minute break. Packers really have to come away with some points here on this drive. 3rd and 5, obviously we've seen them go for it here on 4th down. And a lofted throw, this time on the money to Reed. He toe taps the sideline and all. Down to the 2-yard line. A shotgun look here for Love. Motion likely over to that left-hand side. They go to Ford. Ford chopped out by Phillips. A touchdown saving tackle, that is for sure. 2nd and goal just inside the 1. Early movement is going to be false start on the Packers. They'll back them up a little bit, though honestly that might favor them. If they're not looking to strictly run the ball, which they do go for here, Ford back to the 1. Or actually, they mark him at the 3. I don't know about that. But from the booth, not much we can do about it. We've just got to see how the Packers look to respond. The 3rd and goal, empty set here, Love. They do look to go to the air. Big hit by Newman. Jars it out of the hands of Williams. 4th and goal. And the Giants fans are loving that hit from their safety. And ultimately, it does bring out Romo here. From about the 10-yard line, pressure, Thibodeau. Looked like he could have blocked it, but just started to jog. Field goal good for the Packers. Now, coach did not elect to use any timeouts there on that drive, so as they do have another opportunity, it's going to be with just 31 seconds on the clock. Skattebo is going to motion out. Has looked to set up the screen pass the opposite way. Tracy, following his blocks, gets back to the outside and picks up a big gain, play 1. Getting out of bounds there, that stops the clock. 24 seconds. You still have 2 timeouts as they did use one in the first quarter. Play action here from Dart. Nothing to do, so he's just going to step up, sliding down, and that first timeout of the 2 will be called. Now, you do still have some yardage you need to pick up here. You've gotten plus side to the 48. Need around the 39-yard line to feel safe with Gano. So with 18 seconds to work with here. Pass is underneath. Biden this time will be a fumble. It simply just went straight through his hands on that hit. Packers take over. They've got some timeouts and are about 20 yards away from field goal range. When that happens, pretty sure mess up your name. Biden, Bedoni fumbles. Packers with 11 seconds to make something big happen here. It was a slow start for them. They also go underneath. Golden gets to about the 46. They call a timeout there. They'll look to send out the Hail Mary look. Defense changing up their look here. It's going to be three options over to the right-hand side. Looking to send everyone towards that sideline. Passes out, and Paulson slaps that one away with a vigorous punch and sends us to halftime in a one-score game. 10-3. Giants quite literally fumbling away an opportunity to make it a two-score game approaching halftime. Let's take a break from this game and try to look around the league here. See what other games are taking place and who is moving on. Our rivals take on the Panthers, but it's to Leggett down around the 12, and he goes up and over, spins off one. He even shucks off the third, and the Eagles fall to the Panthers. But another big matchup to keep an eye out on. Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Two highly touted teams. Lamar Jackson looking for that Super Bowl dub. Fires this one deep downfield, hooking up with his receiver, breaking the tackle, and Webster and Jackson take down Mahomes 21-13. So it will not be a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. As for the Buffalo Bills, they would also love a Super Bowl. They've got to get by the Houston Texans first. And it will be C.J. Stroud. About the 44-yard line, passes over the middle to the 30. And doing all the work from there into congestion is no problem. Breaking off the tackles, Marks helps send them by to the AFC Championship. That just means the rest of the league is waiting on our game here. East Rutherford holds the playoffs in their hands. As we start the second half, it'll be at the 24-yard line. Packers with possession. They need a touchdown to tie, and they start with Ford carving up the defense. They really started to make some way there late on in that first half, especially down by the goal line. A lot of success running that ball. We'll see if they look to stick with it. RPO, though, goes to Golden. And still, we're seeing just a whole lot of quick passes here from Love. Not a whole lot of developing concepts. With a bunch to the right-hand side, they do look to go back to the air. Love, under pressure, gets rid of it. Dexter Lawrence in his face. Hasn't picked up as many sacks this year as I think we all would have hoped, but still could be a big impact here in the playoffs. And a first down. Sanders just about a half step too late there, unlikely. To the 45 and right back to the air. Wide open on the outside. That's going to be tight end two in Kraft. Down inside the 35. Looked to be some busted coverage there. Looked like man, and whoever was supposed to be on him just very much did not get outside. Good flow, though. Sanders met Golden in the gap. If we can continue to get run stops like that, we'll be just fine here. It's got to start to close out the short, quick passing game from Love. Under pressure and biting on the play fake, Thibodeau takes out Golden, leaving Love. And he'll pluck out his receiver for the gain of 8. Leaving 3rd and 2 here at the 26. Bunch left, though with motion. Going to break up that bunch slightly. Still a trip set. Good pickup on the blitz. Likely breaks the Nubin tackle and ties this game. Packers with their first touchdown of the day comes in the 3rd quarter. And now missing that opportunity on the field goal just before half really shows its full effect as we are tied up here 10 apiece. So just like that, it's almost like a brand new ball game here. 5:38 in the 3rd quarter. Starting at the 29-yard line will be the Giants. They have to answer. They've had plenty of time to catch their breath, as it has been through halftime and a good chunk into the 3rd before they finally have gotten to take the field again. Pass does find the rookie, Malik Johnson, scampering out of the 48. Not a whole lot of deep passes either for Jackson Dart, though he has just one incomplete pass on the day. Going to the play action, Rolling to the outside, and Dart will just take the space given, sliding down about the 40. You can definitely tell there is a slightly different sense to this offense into the playoffs. You're seeing guys get out of bounds, slide down, avoid some hits. Didn't see that much in the regular season, as Skattebo eventually finds the gap, but does not get much of anything. Good flow from the backside, clogs it up. They'll say no gain, so staying at the 40 here at 2nd and 10. Hard count nearly gets the rookie. Instead, Dart trying to find somewhere to go here. He flips the hips, he throws outside, and going up is Skattebo. Looked to have come down perhaps a little awkward there. Leaves 3rd and 4 here. Tracy checks into this game. It's bunch right-hand side. Shotgun look for Dart. They do hand it off. Tracy, he's got space for the first down. This offense really has 2 starting running backs. Tracy did lead us at that spot last year, winning the Super Bowl. Though Cam Skattebo's just had too good of a season to keep him off this field. Letting this play well develop, and Dart under pressure. That ball pops free. Diving on top of it is Runyon. Make it 2nd and 19 then. And for Dart, who's done such a good job today avoiding the big hits, got absolutely clobbered about the 34-yard line. We got to try to get ourselves back in shape here. Going to the screen here. Skattebo picks up a decent chunk. However, it's 3rd and 14 here. You got to find a big play if you're trying to convert. It's going to be a strong eye set, and will be the free play. Over the middle, that's Peak, the rookie tight end, converts for the Giants, who can decline this penalty. That was on Lucas Van Ness, their #1 sack artist this year. Haven't seen him have too big of an effect on this game so far. Gotta hope that that stays the case throughout. Also haven't called the name of their rookie DT much. Gets involved on that stop over the middle. It will be a 2nd and goal then at the 4. Now Tracy's going to motion out. Edwards has checked into this game. Floated, risky pass there. Ballard breaks it up. Luckily isn't taking it the other way. Now it looks like a case of just staring down a specific target. Now Cam Skattebo back in the game here. Does look like a tight middle, though, with 5 right down the middle. Bringing that blitz, rolling outside, throwing outside. Robinson secures the grab. A touchdown for him in the postseason. Continues his build and a little bit more focus towards getting him back involved in this offense. He was quiet through the first 12 or so games this year. Great time to come alive, pulling us back in front. And this is made for one of the most action-packed 3rd quarters I think this Giants team has had all season long. About 6 seconds left in the 3rd. With a throw downfield, pulse does not get the pick. Trailing defender, I believe Newman also does not grab it. So we will have one more play here in the 3rd. And it's passed to the outside. That's Romeo Dobbs. He's been quiet today, picking up the first down and sending us to the 4th quarter. You got to either win here or you are going home. And for the Packers, they trail the Giants on the road, 17-10, heading into the final quarter of what will be one of these teams' seasons. So we're going to see all-out effort to close this one out. At the 44 is where we begin the 4th with some play action. And going deep downfield, Paulson breaks it up. They've targeted him a lot today, and he's come through for the Giants. I do like the call there out the gate here. Kicking off the 4th quarter, going with that deep shot. They really haven't done all day today. And pressure, that's going to be Darius Alexander. The Giants' first sack of the game comes at the beginning of the 4th. That'll set up a 3rd and 18 here. Well in favor for the Giants, and they're looking to play off coverage here. Just trying to keep everything in front of them. Love scrambles around, looks to get outside, but gives himself up. Bobby Okereke in pursuit, 4th and 8. You're at the 46. Do you keep the offense out here? Well, as the crowd starts to jeer, it looks like Love is exiting the field. That will be a punt, and the offense will take over for the Giants at the 24, up a touchdown. This could be a crucial drive for the rest of this game. Cam Skattebo breaks off of 1. He's got the first. Looking like a pinball wizard out there. Giants over 250 total yards on the day. About 150 of that has been through the passing game, which they do look to go to here. Rolling, Throwing out for Neighbors, it drops in beautifully. Dart has really just been able to do so much on the run. Through his first 2 seasons here in the NFL, it has been a special showing for the young man. Cam Skattebo nearly hits the block there from Tittman. He spun off the tackler, but then Tittman was there to clog it up. Not going to hate, though, on the effort from the center to get to that level of this defense, though. 2nd and 8, they mark it. Not sure about that marking, but they have been stingy on some of these today. Big hit again on Dart. Pass falls incomplete. For the Giants, it does force a 3rd down here, needing just 2 yards, which they thought they had earlier this drive. And the triple option, Dart will ensure it. He took on Cooper, dipping that shoulder and all. And throughout the majority of this game, he's avoided contact. A couple big hits in the backfield, but that's been about it for him in terms of taking those hits. But it's going to take another back to the 50. They actually mark it 48. Either way goes as a massive loss of 10. The long field still in front here for the Giants. Cam Skattebo does motion outside. They do throw it to him with space on the outside. Taking on and running through the safety. He's going to pick up 15. And surprisingly, that still keeps this a 3rd and 5 here. Now that clock is stopped. Didn't see an injury, but jumping early is Wyatt. That'll be neutral zone infraction. With that, for the Giants, it's going to be a free 1st down. So they convert that 2nd and 20, no problem, and Skattebo is back out here. So again, not sure why they did stop that clock. Perhaps trying to help out the Packers, who are racking up sacks here late on. The offensive line is giving up too much. You do not want your quarterback taking all of these hits here in the postseason. You want to keep him clean. Once again, they lose 10. It's 2nd and 20. For the 2nd time this drive, Cam Skattebo, though, is going to come right back, picking up another big chunk. He had 15 the first time. That time, he gets just 11. 3rd and 9. And it will be thrown here. Dart, incomplete as Johnson takes a couple good hits. 4th and 9 at the 26, very much field goal range. And it's not exactly the outcome you're looking for there, but you will definitely take it. An opportunity to go up 2 scores. Graham Gano checks in, flirting with the left upright, but it does sneak in. Giants find themselves up here by 2 scores yet again. And with 2:46 to work with here, Love takes the field with the Packers offense. They have not had a quick drive today. They are going to need one. Down 2 scores, 20-10 here. They've got timeouts to work with, but they can't really afford to use one on this drive, and they've got it over the top. He hooks up with Reed on the deep ball just over the outstretched hands of Nubin. Take one more look at this. Bad coverage there, Phillips. Very much beat, and Nubin, not the fastest of safeties, unable to get back in time. Packers with a huge touchdown. And you could file that one 100% under commentators' curse. Giants offense will have to end this game themselves, taking the field, the 28-yard line. Strong eye here, but running weak side. Cam Skattebo dives forward as he couldn't keep his feet. First timeout called by the Packers. They will have 2 more remaining. They can't give up a first down. For Skattebo today, who's had no problem picking up big run after big run. It's a tall task for this defense, and the blockers in front set up a 3rd and 1. Second timeout called. They will have 1 more remaining. They cannot allow a yard. But coming off that timeout, we'll see the offense take the field in a formation we've not seen. 3 tight ends, plus they've got an extra offensive lineman out there as a tight end. He's going to come in motion to the fullback spot, and they're going to run the quarterback power. Jackson Dart, first down, and not a timeout remains for the Green Bay Packers. They will, however, have the 2-minute warning. But what a call there, Coach Bearington, giving it to the 2nd-year quarterback. 2:25 to go. Mbo back in motion, this time behind the line. Skattebo looks to get this one outside. Packers force him out of bounds. That run, however, though, does put Skattebo over 100 on the day with a 2nd and 3 here. Packers clinging on to the smallest margin of hope, though Skattebo is trying to end it with another first down run. This time, the clock will roll as it takes us inside 2 minutes to play. Victory formation for the New York Giants. Dart kneels us down, and the Giants are headed back to the NFC title game. They take down the Packers in what was a pretty good game. We saw both offenses work their game, and they did it to a lot of success. The defense, though, for the Giants just edged them out. A couple more plays made, or a couple plays not allowed to be as big, really was the difference in this one. The Giants got everything going. The running game, they had 3 different receivers making plays. Theo Johnson made a lot of plays. Fedoni had a few. We're going to pardon him for that fumble, as it did not come back to bite us. Giants take the dub 20-17. And there's no mystery as to who we play next. We saw the results at halftime. Carolina Panthers, who were 13-4 and nearly ended up taking that first spot from us, that number 1 seed, and getting the bye. Instead, we made them play that extra game. Obviously, it's worked out for them. They got by the Bears 21-10, and then they took down our rival in a quite large fashion, 35-23. The other games went as such. Packers did beat the Lions 21-14. Eagles 48-33 over the 49ers. And over on the AFC side, number 2 Ravens just got by the 7th seed Chargers 28-24. Chiefs took down the Broncos 28-14, and the Texans handedly 22-10 over Miami, but good for Miami to even be there. As for the divisional round, Texans 35-24, we saw that, and the Ravens 21-13 over the Chiefs, meaning we will have a new look Super Bowl here outside of the Giants, but we hope to be the only thing familiar. Make sure you don't miss out on the rest of these playoffs by hitting the bear icon in the bottom right, and if that's not available, scroll on down and hit the YouTube sub button. They both do the same thing. It's completely free. It just tells YouTube, hey, I need to show them more of this content if it is that you enjoy. You could also notify yourself by hitting that bell icon as well. We move on to play Bryce Young next. About 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Chuba Hubbard had a great year running that ball. Just about 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Not a whole lot scrambling from Young this year, but he does look for the end zone down in the red zone. So as we meet up with a team that does have quite a few rankings, at least inside or close to top 10 in the league, make sure you leave a like to just boost a little bit of these boys here as we try to close out our season with another Super Bowl. 2 straight for Coach Bearington. That could be unheard of for a second-year coach.